Joining me now is Democratic Congressman Adam Smith. He is the ranking member on the House Armed Services Committee. When you see the president's warning on social media to Iran, he used the words locked and loaded. Do you take this as a threat that the president is considering a strike of some sort?
Yeah, well, it is that threat, to be sure. But with President Trump, you never know. I mean, he throws a lot of threats out in a lot of different directions. He carries out a lot of them, but a lot of them he just sort of forgets about. So it's hard to say, but it is dangerous and worrisome. And I don't think anyone in the United States wants to go to war with Iran. And that is what President Trump is proposing with this threat. And look, I have an enormous amount of sympathy for the Iranian people. I think reforms in the Iranian regime are desperately needed. But a lesson that we should have learned in the last 25 years is that regime change and getting involved in other countries' internal politics is never as easy as it looks, however good the intentions may be going in. And that's part of what President Trump promised. He said he was going to stop, all these forever wars. But as president, he seems pretty busily going about starting several of them with Venezuela, with Iran. So it's troublesome.
I want to ask you about what happened during the strikes on Iran by the United States on Iran's nuclear facilities. You, in June, introduced a war powers resolution to end hostilities against Iran without congressional authorization. Do you think that there is something which you'd support the president if he does seek more military action against Iran? And do you think that Congress would stand behind him?
Yeah, not at this time. I don't support anything that would empower the president further to commit acts of war against Iran. I just don't think it's in the best interests of the United States. And this is the trap we walk down. I mean, it's very easy for a presidential candidate to say, oh, we're going to stop all these senseless wars. But you have to understand how we got into them. I mean, there was a reason to be concerned about Saddam Hussein and what Iraq was doing. There was a reason to be concerned even after al-Qaeda was driven out and the Taliban were driven out in Afghanistan about what came next. But we have to understand the limitations of the U.S. military being able to shape a future that is more positive and at what cost. And that's what I don't think the president understands here, is the cost and the risk of engaging in this type of conflict.
In a meeting with the Israeli Prime Minister this week, President Trump said that the U.S. would back Israeli strikes on Iran if they continued with their ballistic missile and nuclear weapon program. In the past, you have supported Israel's right to defend itself against Iran, but urged a diplomatic solution. Would you support the U.S. getting involved in this case?
Well, again, if involved means us putting our troops and our arms in harm's way with Iran, then no. I do think it's important to make sure that Israel can defend itself against Iran, and that's why I supported, back at the time when Hezbollah was attacking Hezbollah was attacking Israel, Iran was attacking Israel several different times. Iran launched missiles at Israel. Israel's ability to defend themselves against Iran, I think, is very important. Iran is definitely a threat to the region. But right now, in particular, Iran is profoundly weakened, in large part because of what Israel did and how we supported them. I think we need to be looking to pathways to peace at this point in Lebanon, in Syria, in Gaza, and with Iran, not looking for reasons to restart a war. And that's where I think diplomacy is vastly more important in this moment than ramping up armed conflict with Iran, whether it's us doing it or Israel doing it.
Congressman Adam Smith, thank you for your time.